Hello everyone, I'm Vikram P. Maduri here. I'm an SAP architect, and in this video, I'm going to discuss with you all the very basic questions that we might come across in our interviews. No matter what level we are doing this interviews, whether it might be a fresher, whether it might be a middle level experienced guy, or even a senior most guy in SAP. It is applicable for all SAP consultants of all the modules, whether it might be ABAP basis or and the net administration part, or even if it's your functional FICO, MM, SD, QM, WM, any of the functional modules, or even if it's on the NetWeaver technologies or in this industry specific. I'm trying to make a very generic session where exactly we are going to discuss all those questions which are in general for all the modules. Let's move on and see what are the basic questions that we might come across in our interviews, and which we need to be updated with. So what exactly is ERP? We all know what exactly is ERP, but we should be telling it in a proper sentence and in a proper manner, in a short form, in the interview. So it's very important how we present ourselves. The presentation is very important, right? So now enterprise resource planning is a concept. It's basically a concept. Any software that enables the management of all the departments of an operation in a huge organization is known as an ERP software. Any company can come up with an ERP software. ERP software has a set of functionalities which any company manufactures a software with those functionalities. It can be called as an ERP. It's as simple as that. Now, what is SAP? SAP stands for Systems, Applications and Products in Data Processing. And as a company started in 1972 in a place called Waldorf, and it's in Germany. Yeah, you all know that. With main focus on providing solutions for enterprise operations. Now, here when we say SAP is a company, we also refer to SAP when we're talking about the software. Let's just, like, I've given an example here, like when we are talking about BMW X1 car, we just keep that X1 aside and we talk about, like, BMW car. So BMW, it's not just a company name, it's also a brand name. SAP also is similar to that. When we are referring to SAP softwares, we normally call it as SAP instead of the versions on which we are working on all outside SAP especially. Yeah. So who are the founders of SAP? Even though we know that there are five founders of SAP, we need to remember their names. If at all, if this question pops up, it would be a very awkward moment if you couldn't answer this. It's a very simple and basic question. So who are the founders of SAP? Dietmar Hopp, Klaus Chira, Hans Wellenreuther, Hector, Hasso Plattner, and Klaus Wellenreuther. These are the five ex IBM colleagues which they came up and started this SAP because they couldn't implement their vision in IBM, so they came out of IBM and started their own company called SAP in Germany. So what is ECC? ECC stands for ERP Central Component. It is the next version of SAP R3 software. Now, there might be a question of what exactly is SAP R3 as well. Okay, so ECC stands for ERP Central Component. It's a software version, and we do have ECC 5.0 and 6.0 versions. And in ECC 6.0, we have a lot of EHPs, enhancement packages. EHP, what exactly do you mean by EHPs? Enhancement package. And we have up to 7 enhancement packages which are available in the market. Okay, what is workflow? A very basic question. We should be knowing this. A routing tool in SAP that automates a particular task or a series of tasks and involves people wherever needed. So workflow can be used for forwarding documents for review or approval. For example, if you have applied for a leave and the leave have to be approved, immediately the manager gets a mail in the mailbox. He gets a screen where he can approve or reject your request. Those kinds of things can instantly happen outside SAP. So basically, workflow is also used to integrate SAP and non-SAP systems and make the tasks done easily. For example, a requisition that needs to be approved is sent to the appropriate approver's inbox. Workflow is also used to route journal vouchers, credit card charges, and other documents in SAP Extra. So SAP NetWeaver. SAP NetWeaver is the underlying technology for all the products in the MySuite, my SAP suite. All the products in my SAP suite can run on a single instance of NetWeaver. NetWeaver makes possible access to SAP data using simple HTTP protocol or even mobile as well. What is R3? Real-time three-tier architecture. We all know that. A live system that does processing and providing the data within no time. And what exactly is three-tier? It's basically represents three tiers in the SAP software. Those are database tier, application tier, and presentation tier. What is a dispatcher? SAP dispatcher, and what are the functionalities of a dispatcher? SAP dispatcher is the control agent which manages the resources of for the R3 applications, equal distribution of transaction load to work processes, management of buffer areas in main memory, integration of presentation levels, organization of communication activities. It's a very important concept that we should all be knowing as an SAP consultant, wherein we also have to know what exactly is a dispatcher. Dispatcher is like a heart of the application server, application tier, and it will have these basic functionalities backed into it. So what is the work process? Work process is where individual dialog steps are actually processed and the work is done. Each work process handles one type of request. It's like you can consider a work process as if you consider the entire process of application layer as a call center. In the call center, whenever you make a call to the call center, whoever is available, whichever call center agent is available, they will be taking the call. Similar to that, each agent in the call center can be referred to as a work process in the application server, where exactly the work will be done, whatever work you are assigning. If let's say there is a request from one guy saying that you need to delete a particular record, and another guy is updating some record, each task will be done by different work processes at any given point of time. The name various work processes for R3 system. There are like dialogue or online process, only one request at a time. Background tasks will be processed in that we have started at a specified time, and we can schedule background jobs, and we can make that trigger at any given point of time. Update, a primary or secondary update process, and NQ lock mechanism is a process that we have. Spool generated online or during background processing for printing. These are the various kinds of work processes that we might have. So what are the role and page areas? Role and page areas are SAP R3 buffers used to store user context, process requests. SAP dispatcher assigns process requests to work process as they are received. If the work process is unavailable, the process requests are queued in the role and page areas. So paging area holds data from the application programs. Role area holds data from the previous dialog steps and data that characterizes user. Now, if at all, if you are not very clear about this concept, I would suggest you to go back and check out my video on real-time three-tier architecture. In the three-tier architecture, I'll be explaining you more in detail about these all concepts. Now, what is a spool request? Spool requests are generated during a dialog or background processing and are placed in the spool database with information about the printer and print format. Okay, so the actual data is placed in the temporary sequential objects. What are the different database integrities? There are different types of database integrities that are there in the database. They are semantic integrity, relational integrity, primary key integrity, value set integrity, foreign key integrity, and operational integrity. These are the different types of integrities that we'll have in the database. So what exactly is HANA? What is HANA and what is HANA suite? HANA is an appliance. So anything which we call as an appliance, our mobile phone is an appliance because it's a combination of hardware and software. Anything which is a combination of hardware and software can be called as an appliance. So it's combination of hardware and software with many revolutionary concepts like in-memory database. HANA suite is ECC running on SAP HANA database. Okay, so HANA suite was launched later. Initially HANA was launched, and then we have the HANA suite, and we also have the S4HANA. So ECC or Enterprise Core Component is a set of ERP tools for core business functionalities like finance, logistics, warehouse, and management and sales and distribution. This is a basic definition of what exactly is ECC. Now, if we have to remember the different versions of SAP HANA, these are the it's a snapshot which enables us to remember in long term what are the different versions of SAP that we have today. So in 2011, SAP launched a SAP HANA memory platform, and then in 2012, SAP has launched SAP Business Warehouse powered by SAP HANA, and right now we have BW 7.5 available on HANA, running on HANA. So it enables us to do the real-time analysis and real-time reporting. And then SAP started out the SAP Business Suite powered by SAP HANA. So real-time business, OLTP, OLAP and OLTP are together. And SAP HANA Enterprise Cloud for SAP Business Suite on SAP HANA. So SAP Simple Finance powered by SAP HANA was launched later. It was in 2014 to be precise. No aggregates, single source of truth. So basically, we all know that aggregates were basically introduced to improve the performance, but since SAP S4 SAP HANA platform already takes care of the performance issues in using the in-memory technology, row-based and column-based storage, and different technologies that we already are using. So aggregates have been removed from the SAP Simple Finance powered by SAP HANA. So here we can take real-time decisions. OLTP and OLAP are also together, and we can have quick reports based on the real-time financial transactions. Then in 2015, SAP launched SAP S4 HANA Suite, SAP S4 HANA, and simplified data model, new user experience. The new user experience can be experienced through Fiori app. So the look and feel, what we see on the screen will be through Fiori app. So that's what is main focus which has been laid on in this particular version. And advanced processing, choice of deployment. You can have different types of choice of deployment, like you have deployment on-premise, cloud and hybrid deployment options for a particular organization or enterprise to go ahead with SAP S4 HANA. What is SAP S4 HANA? SAP S4 HANA is SAP's next generation business suite. It's meant to replace SAP ECC ERP with a simplified tool design specifically to work with SAP HANA platform. And differences between ECC and S4 HANA. What are the differences between ECC and S4 HANA is another interview interesting question. So we have simplification of data has been done in the S4 HANA compared to the ECC within certain process into a single table by replacing the core tables. This can be achieved. So we have lot of instances in each and every module of functional module of SAP where we are clubbing all the data from various tables which basically had to be stored in different tables into a single table. So in for example, we have is ECDOCA table where all the financial data is been stored. Due to the principle of one, some traditional functionalities are no longer available in the latest S4 HANA platform. So with over 3,000 CDS views currently available, embedded reporting has been released. Within the SAP S4 HANA environment, SAP BW and BPC can be embedded. Within the new product, SAP S4 HANA enables certain scenarios to be performed, not all, however. It will not replace BW and BPC at this point of time. Maybe in the future it might be. So can we upgrade from ECC to HANA? No, we can't upgrade from ECC to HANA. We can move from ECC to HANA either by a system conversion from an ECC solution including suite on HANA or a new install. The route to SAP S4 HANA is achieved. From ECC to S4 HANA, there is no upgrade path, but we can do the conversion of installation. And what is SAP IS software? Industry specific stands for IS stands for industry specific, and SAP has introduced a lot of industry specific solutions for different verticals, different business verticals, wherein we have for banking we have a industry specific software solution. For oil and gas, for utilities, and for retail, we have different industry specific solutions which an enterprise can implement and get the solutions quickly done. There are more than 40 industry specific softwares that we have. So there are certain industry specific softwares which are very popular, and these are the most popular ones: the oil and gas and utilities, retail